So let's talk about the type of hackers that are out there. Yeah, believe it or not, besides ethical hackers, we have several different types. The first one we refer to as a black hat. Now, a black hat is an individual who's doing the type of attacks where they don't have permissions or authorization to be on that network or to do what they're doing. Typically, the things that they are doing, they're breaking the law. The other type of hacker that we have is a white hat. Yep, that's the white hat. The guy, the cowboy with the white hat. These are the good guys. Black hats, bad. White hats have permission to do the things that they're supposed to be doing. We never share information about our client with anybody else. We do share exploits that we have found with the rest of the security community, but we are here for good, truth, justice, and the American way. Then we also have what they refer to as gray hats. Gray hats are hackers that kind of, you might think of them as black hats that have been reformed. They can also, in some cases, a gray hat could be somebody based off of who's paying them and what they're trying to accomplish. One moment they may be a black hat, next minute they might be a white hat. Typically, gray hats are kind of hard to trust when you think about it. We also have suicide hackers. Suicide hackers are guys who hack and attack, and they don't care if they get caught. They don't cover their tracks. They are more concerned about carrying out their mission than they are anything else. We also have script kiddies. Script kiddies typically have no hacking capabilities whatsoever. They just saw a YouTube video about how to do something. They haven't had any formal training. They only understand basic things. Typically, they only know how to click on a button, and they'll use those types of tools that are just walk them through. We see a lot of script kiddies on the internal side of our network infrastructures. We also have this other category of hackers that are extremely malicious. These would be spy hackers, cyber terrorists, state-sponsored hackers, which they're typically employed by government agencies or governments, I should say. Obviously, like China, they have a whole division, cyber division inside their military. I'm sure we have one too. Our cyber terrorists, these are guys who are going to be motivated either by religious or political beliefs. The cyber terrorists typically have a tendency of being very similar to suicide hackers. They really don't care. And the spy hackers are usually people that your competitor has employed to try to get a hold of any type of intellectual property. That could also be a state-sponsored hacker as well, because we all know that there's been several cases and several articles about how certain countries have come up with trade secrets from other companies or even from other military organizations. So again, they're kind of their own class of hacker. So let's talk about this one particular one, or this particular phrase. It's called hacktivism. Hacktivism is somebody who hacks based off of some type of a drive, and that drive could be political, it could be social, it could be ideology, it could be for vandalism, for protesting, to humiliate. There's some type of drive behind that particular attack or that person. When it comes to political agendas, we see this happen quite a bit where they may deface or disable websites. As I mentioned before, we've seen some really interesting things take place, especially when military operations are about to take place. Certain websites may go down. Another great example of, or another way to define a hacktivist or hacktivism is who are the targets. Again, typically they're government agencies, but they could also be companies. As I mentioned before, one of the biggest targets, besides the military and the big companies like Apple and Microsoft, beef.com, the beef industry, tons of hacktivists, from animal rights activists. We also see eco activists go after certain industries. So again, this is just a term you're going to need to come to realize. And when you see certain things take place, especially in the news, trust me, you'll start to think, oh, wow, that's actually a hacktivist taking place right there. That's a hacktivist that did that.